The following podcast contains some strong language and some very average opinions. Any references to actual people are wildly inaccurate. It's probably best if you don't listen at all. The Roaring Peacock Podcast. Welcome back to the Roaring Peacock Podcast. This is the match review of Leeds United 5, Newcastle 2. So they can fuck back off up to the northeast and we can overtake them in the league. My name's Adonis. You know me as the Adelites on Twitter. And joining us to discuss this fucking fantastic victory is Mr. Michael Cook. You know him as Cookie or at Mickle and Onions.
Fucking get in!
Chairman of the board, Mr. Stephen Wignall, Wiggy.
Good evening.
And Sam. I need a better nickname for you, mate.
Plain old Sam. Good evening.
Wardy.
Beautiful bastards.
It's got to be Wardy, hasn't it?
Wardy.
Yeah, Wardy. Wham sword, whatever you want, mate.
Warden of the North. Right then, 5-2. Let's get into it.
Coordinator, that's a good one.
I'm pissed off.
You're pissed off, Wiggy?
That we let two in against that shy. They're terrible, aren't they? Like, how do we let two in against that shit? Like, really? But I'll calm down. I'll let the other lad speak. 2 against that shit.
That's the stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, I saw an advertisement for where Newcastle play football a few years ago when they were trying to get walking football on the up for old folk. Barely fucking run, do they? I mean, we shouldn't have conceded 2. They made it really easy for us, and we made it really fucking hard for ourselves. Standard.
Yeah, it were hairy at points, wasn't it? And like when Cooper took him out, you think that's a penalty all day long, and we got away with that one, and then we took it up a gear, and then another gear, and then up to 5th gear, and we got 5. Hey.
Sorry, I was just going to say it's a lot more like ourselves, and we really fucking needed that, didn't we? There's a lot of people starting to get a bit shaky. You know, teams in the bottom 4, 5 starting to pick up some wins. We really did need that today, and as well, I thought it was a lot more like us performance-wise. I think it was well needed. Everyone can cool the fuck down now and just enjoy that. And I know loads of Newcastle fans, so I'm going to be rubbing that shit in.
What were your thoughts?
My thoughts? Well, thanks, Wiggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know?
Yeah. Does no one ever ask you that again?
Fuck Donny.
Does everyone just leave you to tell everyone in? Here, look, I'll be the ant to your deck. Go on. Give us your thoughts.
I think we're all going into it a little bit apprehensive because the West Ham performance was so poor, and this is the Leeds we know. Yeah. We were back, and even though we were 1-0 down, even though it was sort of nervy at half time and it could have gone either way, I didn't care because we had our Leeds back. We had a performance, you know, the free flowing attacking football, the attempts on target. It was such a relief to see that, because as long as we keep banging on the door, we're gonna get goals, and it was gonna happen sooner or later that we were gonna fucking annihilate a team at some point.
100%, mate.
Yeah, and it's a good job we got the goals, because as you say, Wiggy, they had 2 goals and they should have had a third. Really, that was definitely a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the stat around there's been 5 games this season with 25 shots or more on target, and 3 of those have been Leeds, against Villa, against Arsenal, and tonight. I mean, it just shows that going forwards, if we can be efficient and score, we don't have to fear anybody. It's just scoring more than we fucking concede.
It's ourselves. Yeah. That's who we have to fear. Yeah.
Even when you've got Mr. Reliable Calvin Phillips, who thought, do you know what, I feel so sorry for Newcastle and their shit football. I'm going to pass a corner straight to him to give him a chance.
Do you know what, though, as well? And this is true, like, of this season. I'm not being funny. Last season, Patrick Bamford would have headed that over the bar, and we'd have all gone fucking mad. He would have. No, Nishara. The guy... He's England's number 9 tonight. I'm telling you. He's better than Harry Kane. I'm going there.
He played great. Bamford tonight he's continuing to impress me. I know he's scored so many goals this season, but he's still continuing to impress me. His hold-up play, he was strong today. His defensive work, he's just all round. He's just getting better and better and better. And I absolutely love to see it because I've always supported him, and I absolutely love him. And was it his 8th goal was tonight? Was it 8th?
Ninth.
Wasn't it? Ninth.
What really sort of summed it up for me, Sam, was that part where I think it was still a pretty close game and he must have run back 50 yards and put a sliding tackle in and got the possession back. And he's just so much more than your average striker. And we've all given him a fair bit of grief over time, but he's really come good this season so far.
I thought another good thing about tonight was the goals coming from all over the pitch. It wasn't just Bamford again tonight. There was 5 different goal scorers. I think that's important as well because we've been saying for a little while that more people need to start chipping in. And some cracking goals in there as well. And it was just a shame Raphinha, you could see he was desperate to get a goal. And you could see he was really, really frustrated when he was not hitting the target or he was just hitting it at the keeper. But yeah, I think it was great that we've got more than just Bamford scoring tonight. That's a real positive.
Patrick Bamford, most goals from open play in the league. Is that right?
Yeah, unreal. Out of any Premier League team, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
You talk about England's number 9. What about England's number 7 or 11? Jackie Haradona creasing it upfield and absolutely spanking in goal of the season contender.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, Donny, but can we just at least acknowledge that as much as I love the fact he had a much better second half, got a great assist and a great goal, but in first half, none of us would have fucking complained if it had been taken off.
I would have complained.
No.
I fucking wouldn't.
I fully was expecting him off.
In the chat, I was saying to you, why are you talking about substitutions? And you're all going, oh,
I wouldn't have done it at half time.
Because he were wanking
I would have done it
first
at half time,
half.
but he was shit. He wasn't very good first half, I've got to say. But I wouldn't expect him to be taken off half time, but I was thinking maybe 60, 70 in, he was coming off. But he seemed to grow into that game, definitely. And I'm glad he didn't get taken off. But I was frustrated with him first half.
Yeah, it should really build his confidence now because he's clearly a very confidence player. I was really glad he did the post-match interview on the telly as well to sort of really build him up in terms of what a great game he had. I'm hoping he goes on a good run and absolutely fucking smashes the likes of Wan-Bissaka at Scum now.
Cookie, I was delighted at that because I don't think his nose is broken and his face still looks fine, so I'm happy with that one.
We're going to get Wiggy creaming over Jackie as much as Barney creams over Calvin.
Yeah. Totally different reasons.
Can I just say, by the way, how ugly are Newcastle? How ugly are Newcastle as a team, as a manager? They were offending my eyes. Every single one of their players, I'm looking at them like, Jesus, man, what has happened? And then you just look at our beautiful stallions of players, and you look at Bielsa as a beautiful man. And then they were just defending my eyes all night, man. I couldn't stand it.
I mean, this has gone kind of weird, but I'm totally with you.
That drilled in cross was probably the best cross I've seen him make, and that diving header from Rodrigo, and there's something so lovable about Rodrigo. He's like a little puppy, and you just want him to. He looks a bit like a lizard, but his personality is a puppy, and you just want him to do so well. And it was just pinpoint header.
He just has a level of class some players don't have, don't they? Like you can see where he's played and his capability. I love watching him. His movement is so clever. His little touches. I don't think he's back to where he was pre-COVID yet, but I thought that was his best game since he's come back. And he's just very, very clever. Just doesn't look like he's quite as fit as he was pre-COVID yet, but I'm sure he'll get back there.
So we were worried about Pablo. I thought Pablo and Bielsa had broken up the bromance, and there were rumours about Pablo going off to Huddersfield on the Square Ball podcast. And I was thinking, where's all this come from? Probably Wacko. And you know what that's fucking website is like. So Pablo comes on the 82nd minute. 85th minute, took him 3 minutes to get an assist. And then 3 minutes later, he got another assist. So thank you very much.
I think they're friends. I think they're back friends.
Yes, please.
We can be happy that they are friends again, and the world is back to normal.
So glad because I love him.
And Jesus, our friends.
Love
he added
Pablo,
a bit of solidity as well. He added a bit of experience and, a bit of sort of, just a bit. We looked a bit more solid with him, and he's just got them 2 assists in his bag as well. It's just such a good substitution at the right time as well. Brilliant.
If you look at that goal, he just gets his head up. He picks out the right player of 5, 6, 7, however many were there, and he picks out the right pass to the right player to make sure the goal is scored. He had many options, and he just showed how clever he is as an experienced player. That for me, he's the sort of player now that needs to come off the bench as an impact player. I wouldn't start Pablo unless we've got injuries. I think he needs to come on when he came on at the right time to really influence the game one way or the other.
I've never heard anyone suggest Alioski as the right man to finish off a final third move.
I'm Alioski's. I am not his fan at all. I do not think he's good enough for this level. However, that was a class finish, and he's got a finish in him, and I'll give him that. I just don't think he can defend.
One-on-one, he's quite reliable. It doesn't happen that often when the opposition are so stretched that we've got enough space to create, to play those balls in, to create those chances where you've got a lad like Alioski, mad as a hatter, running in at the back stick and picking it up. But give him his due. When there's only the keeper in front of him, he puts it away.
He was probably making wild noises that made the keeper jump the wrong way.
You can imagine it, can't you?
Yeah. And it goes like it's just the most bizarre thing ever in football. But he's ours, and you've got to love him.
Did you know that Pablo is the second oldest player ever to get 2 assists in a Premier League game? And if you did know that, do you know who the oldest was and who he played for?
Strachan.
Gordon Strachan with 2 for us.
Well. And Pablo is the new Gordon Strachan, so that makes complete sense.
Absolutely.
The world goes full circle.
I'm so fucking glad that Pablo is back, honestly.
Me too.
I think that Pablo is better than Strachan just on the basis that he ain't Scottish. And there you go. I've said it. I've put it out there.
So for our Scottish viewers out there, Wiggy says go fuck yourself.
Put that out of your podcast.
How many Scottish listeners have you got, Donny? How many Scottish?
How many bottles are you in, Wiggy? Fuck you now.
This is no bottles in. I get worse as more bottles go on. This is no bottles in.
You've already got the whole of Scotland on your back. Here's this fucking wicked cunt. Did you hear him?
You better make sure you put his Twitter handle on the fucking edit.
Guys, I'm just joking. I love our Scottish friends.
No, it's too late now. It's too late now. You've done it now. Too late.
So, man of the match then?
I know mine. If people aren't sure, I'm just going to go in for it then. Raphinha.
Go.
I just thought that Raphinha brings a level of class. That ball to Harrison, as much as it was slightly overhit and his great touch, you could give it to Harrison, but I thought Raphinha was just consistently brilliant first and second half. Just creates goals. His movement is fantastic. His touch is brilliant. For me, he just contributed to the all-round play of the team, and I think without him, we don't look as good in the final third. I think he's a great acquisition, and Raphinha for me.
Sorry,
I'd probably go Rodrigo. I was just saying, I'd probably go Rodrigo myself. I think he proved again tonight why we spent so much money on him. He just brings that class above, coming in deep, even on the wings with the cross. I think without him, we look a lot weaker side. And like we said before, he's not his usual self, but I think he's getting better every week, and then he'll just find that level again and then just be consistent at that level. But yeah, Rodrigo for me, I think he was absolutely brilliant today. So
either two of them, but I think for me, Harrison, I think his goal at the end was absolutely class. I think the way he took the ball down for Rodrigo's goal and put it in was phenomenal. I thought he had a really good game. I think he'll grow in confidence from that, hopefully. It could be any of the two the guys have mentioned, but I'm sticking with Harrison. What about you?
Well, I did think that if we needed it, it would have had to have been Pablo. If it had been 2-2 and Pablo comes on and does what he did, then he wins the game for us. I thought Ayling had a fantastic first half, but I have to side with Cookie and say Raphinha, because he's got something about him.
Okay.
He's got that little thing that, like, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo has. I'm not comparing the two statistics or anything like that. You are comparing
him to Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm talking about the attitude.
That's what you've just done. You've just compared him with Ronaldo.
The attitude. Just the attitude.
He's our Ronaldo.
He's just got a special talent, hasn't he? He's got something about him that Pablo had. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pablo still got it a bit, but what Pablo had 10 years ago in his prime, that bit of magic, that vision.
He's got this hunger. That's what he's got. I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about, you know, hard work or anything like that. I'm talking about this splinter in his brain that says, no, we're fucking winning. You're not fucking taking this off us. We're going to win. You know, I'm going to get that ball and I'm going to fucking score. You know, I'm going to put a hole in the net. That's what Raphinha's got. and when you've got somebody with that much arrogance and self-belief and Jenga or whatever, then you immediately feel like, oh my God, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do something.
So do you think, Donny, that he's elevated himself to Roque Junior's level as being the best Brazilian player for Leeds?
I'm not sure. Maybe Adryan level at the moment.
Okay, I definitely heard Donny, and I'm going back to it, comparing to Ronaldo, and that's the end of it. Like, he's our Ronaldo, and that's fine.
You're telling me you wouldn't compare Roque Junior to Ronaldo? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I must have been in a coma when he was playing for Leeds. God.
You wish you were in a fucking coma when he was playing for Leeds.
Wish he was in a
He looked like
coma.
he was when he was playing, didn't he?
Was he not in a coma? Was that not in a coma?
Okay, so now I would ask your favourite moment, your magic moment from the...
I'll probably go with the move for Rodrigo's goal, to be honest. I think that was a great move because Rodrigo started it in the centre, twatted the ball out to Harrison. First on the half volley cross. So that's all Harrison needs to do now is just half volley every cross and they will go to his man. But what a header by Rodrigo that was, by the way, because that's found the bottom corner from very far out. He's past the penalty spot. And I think that was just a great move, great build-up, great cross, and a great header. And for me, that was it for me because it was just a great goal.
I think it's really hard to have any magic moment other than Jackie's 30-yard drive just to cap off that I am fucking back. I have not lost my confidence. I'm going to be better at coming games. That 30-yard drive is, I mean, I'm not sure it's better than the goal against Liverpool just for the skill of taking on their defence, but what a hit. Absolute magic goal. One of the best goals I've seen for Leeds in some time. So, yeah, I'm going with Jackie Harrison's 30-yard pile driver.
So I don't think there's a singular moment. I think the last 10 minutes when we just absolutely had 5, 6, 7 players still chasing and still going for it just made you proud that this team is just a phenomenal team. And I don't think you can pin a moment for me. I think you look and you go, yeah, we fucking got this. And I'd said to my friend, like, we need another goal because there's always a mistake in Leeds and it's then 3-3 or whatever. And the way they just went, up and up. Yeah, so for me, the last 10 minutes, can I do that? I've done that anyway.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, just as
I'm going with it.
As you were talking about that, it reminded me when I was watching, like, just before we scored that third goal, the commentator had said, Newcastle would be happy now if Leeds just played the ball around and kept possession. So it was they'd be happy with the 2-2. And of course, we never play the ball around without intent. But it's very hard to top that Jack Harrison screamer into the top bin. But as you say, Wiggy, that moment when Pablo gets the ball and it's the, 85th minute, I guess. Yeah. And just before he slots Alioski in, and you just see that we've got, 5 or 6 players, or however number it was, still going for it. You know, the game's already won, and that just made me feel so fucking proud of this team and so proud of that performance, because it was a really despondent place at the end of the West Ham game.
I would like going into tonight. I was worried because I think if we'd have lost tonight, we've got Scum on Sunday and Burnley, who can turn up and give you and flip you a result. And you lose tonight, and suddenly you've got real pressure on to beat Scum. And if you don't beat Scum, you've got real. Do you know what I mean? We're really dragged into it. Then we got 3 points tonight,
We needed it.
for me, we totally needed it. And for me, the main thing about this season is survival. And I know that our fans love to get carried away and we're suddenly going for Europe. And that's bullshit, isn't it? We need to survive, but we need to hopefully do it with a bit of room between us so that we can enjoy it. Because pre-season, I still am like, I'm all about enjoying the games that, you know, against the good teams. Like, let's enjoy the Man Cities and all that. Against shit like Newcastle, you've just got to win because they are shy. Do you know what I mean?
Can I tell you what made me really, really happy? That was Bielsa's 114th game, taking him beyond any other club he's managed, and that he could have had his first ever time at Leeds losing 3 games in a row, and it still hadn't happened. And it was in his 114th game that they've turned that on for him. I just felt like a lot of them did that tonight for Bielsa. I was really happy for him, and I loved that before the game he was asked like, why have you stayed at Leeds longer than anywhere else? He was just like, I'm comfortable and they accept me. And I was just like, we don't accept you, mate. I fucking love you.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's because of the Sainsbury's in Wetherby. And he loves the Sainsbury's in Wetherby and the Costa. So he's like, fuck this, I ain't going anywhere. I love them shops and I'll go back home once I've...
Just such a romantic story with him, innit? Like, you just want it to, because you know he's not going to be here for much longer, realistically. You know, we might get another season out of him if he's that happy, but it's just great to see him almost, obviously not fully enjoying it, but almost enjoying his time. I just love him.
I feel like every time we play, we've got so much on the line because of his philosophy. It's like fuck this money-driven industry of football where a result is the only thing that matters. Football is for the fans and the poor people, and we're obliged to give a performance, and football should be beautiful. And so it's always this kind of the battle of philosophy with beautiful football against kind of shithousing your way to some kind of result, which is what all of the English managers and all of the half of the pundits suggest that we do. And that's why there's so much on the line. And that's why it's so beautiful when it pays off, because you just thought when that goal from Clark goes in, you just think, oh, fucking hell, here we go again. You know, the bad guys are going to win. Here comes fucking Darth Vader shithousing his way to a victory that he doesn't deserve. And there's Luke Skywalker killed again.
I love that you said that, Duncan. When you think of that typical fucking English manager that plays in that way, 3 games away now, West Brom, Sam fucking Allardyce. Yeah. I hope Bielsa rips him a new fucking arsehole.
I thought you were talking about Sean Dyche.
No, that's 2 games away, isn't it?
Yeah,
or is it the other way around?
Yeah.
2 ways.
Sounds a bit like Darth Vader as well.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm just with you. The guy is a bloody god, and we all love him. No one wants him to go, and the longer he's here, the better. So if Sainsbury's are listening, could you keep the good deals on, please, in Wetherby?
I genuinely think he will be as hard to replace with what he's done to this club as Alex Ferguson was at Man United. I think it will be that hard to get someone else who can live up to what he's turned this club into, the city, into the community, into that he's led all of that. And I think it's going to be so hard to live up to.
You should have used Don Revie as the example, to be honest, mate.
Yeah. That was the best example I've ever seen.
Just in recent times, fucking hell.
I thought you were going to say Revie, to be fair. Like.
I thought, why is he going with this? And then he just goes to this shit.
I'd just point out we still won stuff post Revie. And whilst Alex Ferguson's a cunt, he was still hard to replace.
So,
oh God,
that's not a bad segue then. Seeing as though we're so close to it, Are we more optimistic now going into Sunday against the Scum?
I'm a lot more optimistic going into that. And even if we lose against Scum on Sunday, I think it's not the end of the world. Of course we want to win, but that win tonight and the good performance takes the pressure off. And I think a lot of the players who need to prove a point again tonight, and that'll do them the world of confidence. So yeah, I just think we'll just build on that, keep progressing, and if we can smash Scum, even fucking better.
I think it'll be a difficult game. I do, because of the pace they've got up front and where we struggle defensively with teams with a lot of pace. But am I more optimistic after that game? I mean, you have to be, considering the few games that went before it. We actually transitioned well tonight. We looked good on the counter. We played some really good passing and some really good moves in the last third eventually. So I think you've got to be more optimistic, because Man United are not the strongest team defensively, and Harry Maguire is just a fucking waste of space fridge, isn't he? So I think we've got to have more optimism. It'll be tough, but I'm more optimistic.
Bielsa tonight did what he always does. He named the same team after a crap performance. He's done that numerous times, where he's like, I believe in these players, and he'll have had that pep talk, and he'll have said, like, I'm playing you again. You were shit last week, sort it out, and they have done. I am absolutely optimistic for Sunday, based on two things. One, tonight's performance, and two, that Ollie's still at the fucking wheel. So I am fine with it, because he's dog shite, isn't he? Like, he's dog shite.
So you wanted to pay £30 million for that long, what's it called? Neville Longbottom or whatever he's called, that plays for fucking Newcastle. Longstaff, that guy. What's to pay 30 million quid for him? That's how fucking stupid Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is. Neville
Longbottom is a Leeds fan. You don't bring him in.
No, he's cool, but Ole probably sign him as well.
Adonis, you must be excited for Sunday now, no?
Yeah. Big up Matthew Lewis.
Yes, I am trying to not get my hopes up, to be honest, because they have some very, very good players, and there are two issues that I've seen so far this season. One is that we can tend to concede goals without much input from the other team. Maybe won't keep going because maybe other teams can't keep up that efficiency against us. You could call that luck or whatever you want. But the other thing is, which worries me more, is that there are certain teams who lift when they play us, and they put in their performance of the season almost. And I think that's what you saw with Chelsea and Crystal Palace, and to a certain extent West Ham. So I know that if Scum play the way that they can, we will probably lose, in my opinion. However, that's maybe 2 out of 10. That's maybe 2 out of 10 games. And I think those 8 out of 10 games, we've definitely got a chance. And if we play well, if we play to our best ability, if we're fucking a bit more clinical in front of goal, and we still have 25 shots, we will win. We will beat them.
It's just hard to judge, innit? Do you get the Man United that turn up and play with decent pace on the counter, or do you get the team that turned up and played Tottenham and put out like 0.10 XG and didn't even fucking bother trying? I mean, surely they can't do that against us. First of all, we allow teams to attack us, so they're more likely to have more chances. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see them. It's a big derby, innit? I know people will say it's a long time ago. Most scummy Man United plastic fans these days won't even remember there is a rivalry, but this is an old school, proper War of the Roses, game, and I think both teams will be up for it.
What are the odds of Calvin Phillips getting sent off?
Or scoring? It'll be one or the
other. We need to get someone like James Corden, or in the Gavin and Stacey. Like he did it for comic relief with the England players, like to G him up. It was a sketch cat. Can't remember the exact, but we need someone like that to go tell the Leeds players how important this weekend is.
I think they know. I mean, Calvin definitely knows, and Liam's an all-life Leeds fan, so I think they're all right.
So Calvin can be our James Corden this week, pin them up against a wall and tell them how important this is. This is our biggest game for me in 17 years. I ain't shitting you.
It's on Sky, isn't it? It is on Sky, isn't it? I want to see Calvin Phillips run to the side and get revenge for Alfinger Haaland and two-footed Roy Keane in the fucking ribs. What I want to see. If he's going to get a red, that's what it's for.
Yes, Cookie.
I'm okay that we absolutely will play with passion as long as they understand how important it is. So important.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is for all of you.
Just keep the pep talk away from Alioski. I think he's fucking tired enough.
Oh, Mike, could you imagine with his bloody donkey noises and everything else he's got going on? That guy should not be giving any pep talk.
I mean, guys, we could have a full stadium back in for the reverse fixture at Elland Road in April. It's April, isn't it? Or is it May? Can you imagine what that's going to be like?
That'd be lovely. I think a few more people need to change their minds about vaccines, though, before that can happen.
No, just don't let the stupid cunts in. Let all of us go that have got a vaccine. That'll be right.
The minute I can have my arm out of that car window, I'm there. Jab me up, I'm fine.
Okay, so let's wrap this up then. Final thoughts, Sam?
Yeah, very, very happy with tonight. I think, I think, like I already said, we needed that. And I think a lot of the players who put in a good performance tonight needed that. Jack Harrison, he's been off for a couple of weeks now. The other players, I think even Alioski, to be fair, I think them coming in with some good performances, that's a really good positive for us. Takes us confidently into the Scum game, which I think, like we said, it will be hard, but we'll be confident, and it's something to build on. We can send them fucking Geordies back up there with their ugly fucking players. And let's look at our beautiful bastards again on Sunday. But no, I'm over the moon with that, and not going to get carried away because it's going to be hard on Sunday. But yeah, a lot of the players will be confident after that.
Wiggy?
I think what Sam said is absolutely right. We were delightful tonight. It was hairy for a bit, but once we got into third, fourth, fifth gear, we were absolutely all over them. I think as we go into the weekend, let's not get too confident, but we're going to win them 5-0. We're going to win the league. So there you go.
Love it.
The end.
Cookie?
Here comes the more pessimistic view. I mean, I honestly, I'm buzzing after tonight, but I think just to bring us back down to earth a little bit, first half, we weren't brilliant. We caused ourselves some problems, and we need to come out of the blocks a little bit faster against a team like Man United, in my opinion. But I am absolutely buzzing for the whole team. Great to see Bamford continuing his great form, and just leading that line so well. Raphinha looking absolutely class alongside Rodrigo, and some of the other players, just building their confidence. I think I still feel confident and safe that we're too good to get relegated. So I'm glad that we're 9 points clear of that zone. But it'll still be a tough season. We'll still get some tonkins. We'll still tonk some teams. That's what it's going to be like playing this open football. But I'm buzzing, mate.
Fucking fantastic. And just drink it in, because you don't see 5 goals scored too many times. I remember Besiktas. That was fucking beautiful a long time ago.
It's just good to watch, isn't it?
Yes,
it's just exciting.
Third 7-goal thriller this season.
Going into an era of 1-0s with Sam Allardyce, could you imagine that's what we're going to get? Yeah.
I felt so sorry for Newcastle fans because, we had Mickey on the pod, and he's a nice guy, but he was just at the end of his rope with it all, And I can totally understand it. Having to watch that football every week, fuck me.
He's the most uninspiring manager Steve Bruce is, and he doesn't inspire a single fucking person.
No. It inspires a few people to go on a diet, maybe.
Yeah, and to not like football anymore.
And as you say that, it's inspired me tonight to start my diet tomorrow, not in January. So all is good in the world.
Okay. That's your match review. So fucking lovely that. And can we have a bit more of that, please? 5 goals every week. Thank you very much. And tighten up a bit more at the back. We definitely needed to beat those cunts because they were shit, weren't they? Okay, so it's a very goodbye from me. And it's a very goodbye from Sam.
Tatty bye. Come on, Leeds.
And a very goodbye from Cookie.
Goodbye.
And a very goodbye from Wiggy.
Adios.
Bring on the scum. Come on, Leeds.
Come on,
Leeds!
Most of our stats come from LUFC Stats or LUFC Data on Twitter. You should probably give them a follow as they're more interesting than us. A very special thanks to Adam Warner, Barney Stuart, Cookie, Ewan and Howard Metcalf, Josh Pearson, Laura, Leon and Rob, The Light Show and all our family and friends.
So many games to play, don't care what's on your mind. I should have